And guys, Sergeant First Class V here, back with another GCSS-A help video. And today we're going to continue our demand analysis series with step 7, and that's formatting the Microsoft Excel workbook so you can give it to your maintenance manager so that he can capture the changes. And then hopefully your commander approves or disapproves depending on what your outcome is. But like I said, this is step 7. If you have not caught up to this point, make sure you go back to the previous video where we export the ZCon 1 Delta report so that we can actually do this Microsoft Excel workbook. So I have put together a PowerPoint presentation with step-by-step and pictures and all the stuff you need to actually do this Excel workbook. So if you'd like a copy of that, make sure you leave the comments down below. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit the bell. We're going to finish our demand analysis series with the last few videos the next couple days. Then we're going to wrap up the access admin, and then we're going to move into dispatching and recoverables. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Microsoft Excel, and I'm going to show you how to format this Microsoft workbook. All right, so keep in mind there's quite a bit of steps in this process. All right, so we're going to take it slow, step by step. I'm going to be using my PowerPoint that I created so that we can actually go through and do this, and we will go from there. All right, so first step, of course, is to go into and actually open up your document. Like I said, if you haven't watched the previous video, make sure you go in and figure out how to export it and use the correct layout when exporting. So once you open your document, right? So your first thing you're going to do is you're going to highlight column alpha where it says exceptions. You're going to right click and you're going to just delete that out of there. All right, so that's the first step. The next step is we're going to select it all, right? So select all, you're going to hit this little button right here, and we're going to align everything left. All right. So once that's done, we're going to click the View tab up here at the top. We're going to highlight Delta 2, and we're going to freeze the panes to keep the top row. So when you scroll, as you see, the headers are still going to stay here, okay? So next step is we're going to go into the horizontal bar here. We're going to scroll all the way to the right till we find column alpha, India, right? So from here, you're going to go, we'll click back to the home page. You're going to go to format. You're going to go to column width. We're going to set this column width to 50, 50. And you can hit enter, you can hit OK, it doesn't really matter, all right? So once we're done that, you're going to click the text wrap button, all right, and align section toolbar to wrap the text in each cell. All right, so as you see, this is all wrapped. So we can just keep typing, and we will go from there. So our next step is to find Alpha India 1, okay? So Alpha India 1, right? So where it says MACCAT, we're going to rename it to Remarks. All right, so name it Remarks, and hit enter, button validate data entry, all right? So the next column we're going to be working with is Alpha Juliet. So Alpha Juliet, we're pretty much going to do the same thing. You're going to go to format, cell width. We're going to set this to 25. All right. So once that's done, we'll go from there. Now we are still in Alpha Juliet. So from here, we're going to click format cells, right? Format cells, and we're going to make sure that it's formatted to currency, okay? So we're going to format it to currency. Now here for where it says FSC, we're going to rename this to SSL dollar amount. We're going to click enter. All right, so we're about halfway through doing our Excel workbook, and now we're going to go from here. All right. So now if you click here, or anyone, you're going to go up to sort and filter. We're going to add filters. So this is going to give us the drop down menus and stuff we're going to use to actually cut and paste our changes that we're going to make in the system in the GCSS-A. All right, so we're going to drag our thing back to Alpha Juliet. All right, so press the down key will advance to the next cell. I'm sure you all know that, right? So that's how you're going to do that. So step 46. All right. So we're going to sum up Alpha Juliet. So here all you're going to do is you're going to go equal sum. Now whatever you're starting at, which would be Alpha Juliet 2 for me, right? Comma, and then wherever you're ending. So I'm Alpha Juliet 12. Alpha Juliet 12. You're going to hit enter. Like it happen. Oh. Sum. You can do it that way, or what in the world? Highlight, enter. So you put numbers in here, and it's going to change for you. Okay. So once that's done, we're going to click certain headers here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make everything bold. All right. I want to make it bold. All right. I'm going to change certain cell colors to yellow. Okay. So when I go to standard price, I want this yellow. Calculated reorder point. I want that yellow. And then of course over here, I want the remarks and SSL dollar amount yellow. All right. So now, once that's done, where it says confirm approve, I'm going to change these to blue. All right. So I'm going to change that to blue. All right. So now we're doing some more formulas here, right? So this can get a little confusing. So the first step that we're going to do here is actually go to our Alpha Juliet column, right? And then here, we're going to type in the sum, which is your M2, right? Your M2 and V2. So your M2, so the standard price to your V2, which is your calculated reorder point. So it's pretty much this times this is going to give us this amount, and then down at the bottom will give us the total, all right? So when you go to SSL dollar amount, right, you're just going to type in equals sum, and you're going to type in your M2 times V2, enter. So now this is summing it up. So all we want to do here now, since we have this formula, you're going to click right here, and you're just going to drag all the way down. All right. So the next thing that I do is I add what I call a legend, right? So I'm going to use 3 different colors. So I'm going to use red, green, and then yellow. Yellow. All right. So red is delete line, green, no action required, and this is change reorder point or calculated reorder point. All right, so the reason I do this is to help my clerks understand what changes is going to have to be made. Same thing with my maintenance managers, so there's no second guessing of what is actually going to be added or deleted. Of course, I add a border around it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all this. I'm going to go here, format, I'm going to add all borders, so it cleans it up, makes it look like a nice report. All right, so in summary, this is how I format the Microsoft Excel workbook. So in our next video, we're actually going to go in here and put in values, zeros, ones, and so forth. And from there, we can actually go ahead and actually post our differences inside of GCSS-Army. One thing I've got to tell you, I do make these bold. All right. So this is the Excel workbook formatted. So any questions on this, please put your comments down below. Like I said, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint, which I'm getting ready to share with you guys in just a few seconds so that you can see, and then I'll pause a little between each slide. That way you guys can actually view it and go from there. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. Stop sharing. All right, we're going to share this one. All right, so that's screen one. Like I said, if you want a copy of this, go ahead and just let me know. It's only complete 18 slides, so it's not that bad. It says step-by-step instructions, and we will go from there. All right, so there you have it. That was the slideshow. Like I said, if you want a copy of it, please let me know, and we will go from there. Most importantly, the last thing I forgot to tell you guys is make sure that you go ahead and save this workbook. All right, so save it with the changes. And then from here, our next step is we're actually going to give this to a maintenance manager, and we are actually going to figure out what we want to do. All right. So here we go. Without further ado, hope this video was helpful. Like I said, stay tuned. We're going to finish this demand analysis series. And as always, go Ordnance.